If you're thinking about buying a home right now, one of the biggest question is this. Should you buy pre-construction or should you buy a resale home? And honestly, this is one of those decisions that looks simple on the surface. But once you get into the details, it becomes a lot more personal. Because it's not just about price. It's about timing, lifestyle, comfort, community, transportation, schools, financing, and how much uncertainty you are actually okay with. A lot of buyers get excited about pre-construction because it feels brand new and modern. Others prefer a resale because it feels more real, more settled, and less risky. So, in this episode, I want to break this down in a practical way with real examples and real life thinking, not just sales talk. I'm Vishal Kapoor, and this is Real Estate Wisdom with Vish. What you are really choosing. When people ask me pre-construction versus resale, I always say this. You're not just choosing a home, you're choosing a timeline, a risk level, a financial path, and a lifestyle experience. A pre-construction home is something you buy before it's fully built or while it's still under construction. You are trusting the plan, the builder, and the future. A resale home is already there. You can see it, inspect it, walk through it, and understand exactly what kind of neighborhood you are moving into. That difference matters because one is based more on potential and the other is based more on certainty. And in today's market, certainty is valuable. Now, why buyers love pre-construction? Let's be fair. There are real reasons people love pre-construction. First, everything is new. New finishes, new appliances, new design, new feel. Second, you often get more time before final closing, which can help if you are planning your finances or selling another property. Third, some buyers like the deposit structure because they don't have to take on a full mortgage right away. And emotionally, pre-construction feels exciting. It feels like you are getting into something fresh, something modern, something future-focused. But here's the part people need to understand. You are not just buying a home. You're buying into a future community that still needs time to come together. The part buyers underestimate. This is where a lot of first-time buyers and even move-off buyers get surprised. When you move into a new pre-construction area, the home may be ready, but the community may still be developing. That means you could still be dealing with construction dust, unfinished roads, ongoing development around you, limited transportation options, and in some cases, schools that are not built yet or are still catching up. For families, that matters a lot because even if you have taken possession of the home, the area around you may still feel like a work in progress for 1 to 2 years, and sometimes even longer. That can affect your daily routine, your commute, your children's schooling, and your overall comfort. People don't always think about that when they see the glossy marketing materials. But real life is not just about the unit. It's about the life around the unit, financing and hidden costs. One thing people often forget with pre-construction is the financing side of waiting. Because while you are waiting for the home to be completed, real life is still happening. A lot of buyers are still paying rent during that time, and that cost often gets ignored in the excitement of buying pre-construction. So yes, the home may look affordable on paper, but if you are paying rent for another 1 to 2 years while waiting, that's a real expense you need to factor in. And here's the other big point. If the market doesn't move the way you expected, or if that future appreciation doesn't happen the way you hoped, then you may have spent all that time waiting without building equity right away. That's the difference with a resale. With a resale home, your money starts working for you sooner. You are living in the property, paying down the mortgage, and building equity right away. So, when people compare pre-construction and a resale, they shouldn't just ask which one is cheaper to buy. They should also ask, am I still paying rent while I wait? What is that wait costing me? Will I build equity sooner with resale? What happens if prices don't rise the way I expected or even go down? Those are the real questions. Because sometimes the purchase that looked cheaper upfront ends up costing more over time. Why resale can feel easier. Now, let's talk about resale. Resale gives you more certainty. You know the street, you know the neighborhood, you know the school situation, you know the commute, you know whether the area feels busy, quiet, mature, or family friendly. And if you want to move in soon, resale is usually the better fit. There's also less guessing. With resale, what you see is much closer to what you get. That makes decision making easier for many buyers, especially when the market feels uncertain. A lot of people would rather buy something proven than wait years for something promising. And that's completely understandable. Why this matters in today's market? In the current market, buyers are more careful than they used to be. People are thinking more about monthly payments, interest rates, affordability, commuting, family needs, financing, and long-term flexibility. That's why the pre-construction versus resale decision matters more now than ever. If you want a smoother life transition and less uncertainty, resale often makes sense. If you're comfortable waiting, planning ahead of accepting that the area may still be developing after possession, pre-construction can still be a great option. But you need to go in with the full picture. Not just the dream, not just the brochure, the full picture. Let me give you a simple example. Buyer A buys a pre-construction home in a brand new community. The house itself looks amazing. But when they move in, the roads are still being finished. There's construction dust around the area. The nearby school hasn't opened yet, and transportation takes longer than expected. On top of that, they were still paying rent during the waiting period, so the cost of holding things together added up. And if the market didn't rise the way they hoped, they may not have built equity right away either. So now the buyer is living in a brand new home, but the surrounding experience still feels unfinished. And the financial weight was more expensive than they expected. Buyer B buys a resale home. Buyer B buys a resale home in an established neighborhood. The school is already operating, the commute is known, the neighborhood is settled, the local services are there, and equity starts building right away. Buyer B may not get the same new home excitement, but they gain more predictability, convenience, and financial progress sooner. That's the real trade off. And neither is automatically better. It depends on what matters more to you. Who should choose what? Here's the simplest way to look at it. Pre-construction may be better if you don't need to move right away. You have patience for the process. You are comfortable with some uncertainty. You understand the community may still be developing after possession. You're okay with paying rent while you wait. You want brand new and can wait for it. Resale may be better if you want to move in sooner. You want a more settled community. You want schools, transportation, and services already in place. You prefer less risk and more certainty. You want to stop paying rent and start building equity right away. You want to see exactly what you are buying. That's the honest difference. So, pre-construction versus resale, which is better to buy in today's market? For many buyers, resale offers more certainty, more convenience, and faster equity building. Pre-construction can still be a smart move, but only if you understand that the home is just one part of the question. The surrounding community may still take time to settle, and that can affect your lifestyle more than people realize. On top of that, the rent you pay while waiting and the delay in building equity are real costs that often get overlooked. The best choice is not the most exciting one. It's the one that fits your budget, your timeline, and your life. And if you make that choice with the clarity, you are far more likely to feel good about it years from now. I'm Vishal Kapoor, and this is Real Estate Wisdom with Vish. Keep on watching, keep commenting, and keep supporting us. Your support really matters. If you share with me what other topic would you like to cover in real estate, I'll be happy to develop a podcast around that. Keep watching. See you next time. Bye for now. Disclaimer. The information provided in this podcast is for informational purpose only and should not be considered as financial or investment advice. Consult with your professional before making any real estate decisions.